Hello and welcome, adventurers. I'm Mary, and in this video, I'll be going over the history and story surrounding the Sunken Temple of Qarn. This video is part of a series covering the dungeons of Final Fantasy XIV, so let's not idle for too long and jump right in. The Sunken Temple of Qarn was used by the Balladians, Ulda's predecessor, to worship the sun goddess Azema. Construction of the temple is historically attributed to Tatamefu II, though parts of the structure appear to predate Balladia itself. Subsequent rulers left their mark on the temple by funding their own expansions, up until Lalafuto IV's endeavor to take the construction underground ended due to lack of funds. Soon after, Balladia itself would be torn apart by the twin princes Sasawefu and Sasagan's feud over the throne, resulting in the birth of the sister nations, Sildi and Ulda. During one of our treks to the Waking Sands, a fellow scion of the Seventh Dawn draws our attention. His name is Nedric Ironheart, grandson of Roddard Ironheart, the cartographer responsible for mapping Eorzea. Nedric has made it his life's work to update his grandfather's maps to reflect the changes wrought by the Calamity. Nedric reveals that the Calamity has unearthed previously inaccessible areas that are just begging to be explored. Drawn to the prospect of upgrading their gear, our fledgling warrior of light agrees to meet with Bibimu in southern Thanalan. Bibimu tells us that the expeditions into the temple have been hiring adventurers to clear out booby traps left by the Balladians. We accept the mission and head inside. The inside of the Sunken Temple of Qarn strongly resembles the Still Shrine of Miriam from Final Fantasy XII. You can see the similarities in the stonework for both locations. They also share some monster encounters. The Qarn Facers are inspired by Miriam Facers, and the Adjudicator is a Miriam Guardian. There's also a cool little Easter egg with the Damaged Adjudicator's sub-boss fight in the dungeon's hard mode. Page 2 of the bestiary entry for Miriam Guardians has a passage that talks about a specific point on the body that, when hit, can stop a person's movement. In the Damaged Adjudicator's fight, targeting and destroying the specific section of the statue results in its collapse. The Deathclaws, Desert Vipers, and Temple Crocs, while not seen in the Still Shrine of Miriam, are from Final Fantasy XII. At the entrance to the temple, there's a small stone monument called the Warden. There's a plaque at its base with Eorzean script that is too worn to decipher. I feel like this plaque can be read. There's definitely some letters here we can use to make educated guesses. Let me know in the comment section what your guess is. The dungeon has 4 stone tablets, and this monument depicts the answer to the Scales of Judgement puzzle. It shows the scales with the flame of magic on the left, and the fruit of knowledge on the right. This is also the sigil of Balladia, which is kind of like using your address as your password. The other 2 tablets, the Helm of Might and the Gem of Affluence, are depicted on the sigils of Sildi and Ulda respectively, along with a symbol from their forebears. Solving the Scales of Judgement correctly causes the western wall to vanish, in addition to opening the door to the final boss. The secret room was built under the rule of Memeto the Meek, and contains 3 extra coffers. Failing to properly tip the Scales of Judgement spawns 3 condemned spirits, which is another soft reference to Final Fantasy XII. When a party member touches the pedestal of the Dawn in the Still Shrine of Miriam without the Dawn Shard equipped, 3 zombies appear from behind. It's also interesting to note that Once you correctly activate the pedestal, the party is teleported to a room where they are immediately attacked by a Miriam Guardian. Later on in our journey, Hugobert in Mordona gives us a lead that the twin brothers Popokuli and Seseruka of Amagina and Sons Mineral Concern are in need of adventurers. The brothers tell us that after we cleared out the temple's traps, the Concern and the Order of Nalthal sponsored teams to explore the sunken temple of Qarn. Their younger sister, Neneko, the foremost scholar of Sildi ruins, became trapped inside the temple after a group of opportunistic looters set off a trap. We accept the rescue mission and enter the dungeon's hard mode. While the overall look and structures remain largely the same, the enemies and layout are drastically different due to the triggered traps. For example, the sub-boss Sabbatender Imperatriz is fought in the same room as the Adjudicator. We find Neneko after defeating the final boss, and she seems to have been oblivious to the mortal peril she was in. We reunite the siblings, and Neneko suggests a little reverse psychology to keep the would-be temple raiders at bay. While the Sunken Temple of Qarn is considered an optional dungeon and has no ties to the main scenario, this wasn't always the case. Rock Solid Protection was a quest added in patch 2.1, A Realm Awoken. Our Warrior of Light went through the Sunken Temple of Qarn at the behest of Slafborn in pursuit of a ward stone to bolster Mordona's defenses. The quest served as a way to unlock the Sunken Temple of Qarn if you'd previously ignored Nedric. Patch 5.3, Reflections in Crystal, removed Rock Solid Protection along with 50 other quests to streamline the A Realm Reborn story. So, what are your thoughts on the Sunken Temple of Qarn? Do you have any interesting or funny stories to share? Let me know in the comments section. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like to help out. Thanks for watching, and until next time, adventurers, remember, you matter, and may you ever walk in the light.